Come on. There we go. All right. Anybody have any good news they want to share with everyone? Good stuff happening? Anything?
Looks like I got another White Wing referral.
Nice. How many does that make now?
Well, this one I got the advisories signed, so I'm counting it as pretty solid. Sean and I went over and had a long meeting with him. It's the second meeting I've had with him to really get specific about a buy sell, and then they've got another property they want to sell as well. So that has gone well. I still have one that's kind of, they're out of town for the summer. Hoping to once I get this one all firmed up, be able to say, hey, I've got another one here. If you guys want to go ahead and start thinking about selling sooner rather than later, it might be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll go over a few things about the market that you can pressure them with.
Good.
Looks like we're starting to turn the corner here.
Yep.
So, all right. Anybody else? Anything I want to share before I jump into it? All right. So the crazy market is finally starting to cool off a little bit. We got active listings actually creeping up a bit. Things going under contract a little bit less. As you noticed, the really crazy thing is our active listings price per square foot here has dropped significantly. It's come down quite a bit. Where's my pen? There it is. There we go. So just in the last month, we've dropped $30 a square foot in the active listings. Most likely it will show later. It's probably because the luxury market is starting to cool off quite a bit, but also even the pre-luxury market has come down a bit. We're still pretty high in our monthly volume. We're still putting out 5.1 million houses, whereas last year, it was only like 3.2. So that's quite still significant increase. There's still stuff going on. There's still things selling, but not as super crazy as it used to be. Oops, I got to kill my tool. God, these tools are slow. All right, normal. All right, let me flip over to the next one. Oh, great. Now it's resetting everything. Oh, one cool thing, there are a couple things I want to show up. Basically, I was talking about we've hit the peak. Well, it kind of happened right around March-ish, according to the market index. It's a 3-month trailing indicator. So now that we peaked in March, we're starting to feel it 3 months later here in June, which is pretty much par for the course. Really craziness is that everything is basically down in all major cities every month, or every week, sorry, as far as the market index coming down. That's kind of a good thing because you can't, maintain this insanity forever. The other interesting thing is now with the market kind of starting to cool off, Open Door just all of a sudden tripled all their purchases. Interesting. So they're gathering up all kinds of inventory. OfferPad, same thing for them. It's kind of tripled since what they used to be as of last year. Knock kind of got out of that market. We'll go over that in a bit as to why and why that's a good thing for us. The market index for the main cities that we're all interested in still, slowly trickling down. Thank goodness we're done with the craziness of February and March. And hopefully, give another 3 months, we might be back to our pseudo normal, which is a hot seller's market instead of a ultra hot. Our active listings, like I mentioned before, still ticking up slightly for all Maricopa under 2 million. That's a good thing. Pricing, of course, is still skyrocketing. Can't maintain that for forever, but hopefully this will start tapering off now that people have noticed the changes in the market. Listings under contract, it's kind of gone level, which is kind of odd considering we're supposed to be tapering off. We think this might be just because of the cooling of the season, because our year-to-date volume is still astronomically high. We're not even halfway through. Well, we are halfway through 2021 now, and we're still the year, we're still way higher than we were of all of 2020. So, but then we all know craziness happened at the beginning of 2020. Our contract ratios are way high, so that means, don't reset. That was lots of things going under contract versus what's coming on the market. That is shifting slightly, where it's no longer as crazy as it was in March, but it's going to be hopefully, if this ever reloads, I'll go to the next slide. New listings by month. We're actually kind of tipped down quite a bit for June. I mean, the reporting is probably only about halfway through the month, so hopefully this will be up in the 8 or 9 thousands, or maybe even 10, since they're starting to tick up a little bit. I think people are starting to realize if they want to sell, now's the time. There we go, back to contracts. So our contract ratio is slightly higher, just from last month, from May. That typically happens just because of all the things that went under contract in April or May are not hitting the market or going into that under contract pending status. We're still in that sanity range, but hopefully here in the next few months we'll start going down just to a normal frenzy instead of totally insane. Month supply, as I was talking about before, things under 2 million are ticking up. Anything from 1.5 million up is almost normal now. We have over 3 months supply. Then it kind of gets down to a little bit of a seller's market until you get to the 800,000s, and then of course it's all seller's market. And if you're looking in between 225 and 300,000, best of luck out there. This is a very interesting one. Never really showed us that much, but our number of pricing changes per week have actually skyrocketed. This doesn't look like it, but for the last few months, we've had almost no price changes down on a downward spike, and we've actually seen even less price increases. So if that trend continues, hopefully we'll get back up to a normal-ish, which is right around where 2000s were for Phoenix. That is normal. To sum it up, we're talking about we peaked here way back in March, and since it's a 3-month trailing indicator, appreciation is still going up, but we expect that to either taper off or come down here shortly. So people are thinking, hey, I'm going to sell in the fall. Could be a totally different market in the fall. We don't know. It's not dropping off a cliff yet, but check out the last time we kind of dropped this quickly. Yeah, appreciation dropped pretty quickly afterwards. And that only took between October of 05 to April of 06 to basically get down to normal-ish. So even back when it was a frenzy back then, it still took about 6 months to come down. Kind of sum it up for when you're doing your presentations, anything under 10K, we still have an anemic level of listings active, but we are seeing some increase. Sales are coming down a little bit, but that's typical this time of year, Q2. Q3, we're hoping things will tick down normally like in 2019, but could be crazy like last year and tick up and do the opposite. We don't know yet. Pricing for price per square foot still is a crazy 239, but hopefully that'll level off here shortly instead of going through the roof like it has been. And then to kind of summarize, our active listings are way down. Our under contracts are actually coming down. So if those people are on the fence thinking, hey, now is the time to sell, don't be trying to catch the falling knife, over in the fall. Median sale prices are still going up. So if you're buying that $300,000 house this year, next year, it could be $390,000. Crazy amount of appreciation. So that's pretty much on the market. Did anybody have any questions on any of that data that I just went over? Comments, concerns? No? Okay. A few things in the news I wanted to point out to you. Rental properties, if people are thinking, oh, I've heard a lot lately, maybe I'll just rent for a year. Well, I can bring up that rental properties are getting into just as much frothiness as we have in the sales market. There are even bidding wars now in rental properties, which I've rarely heard of unless there's like a huge scarcity, which I guess there's happening right now. People are getting 200 to 300 over, plus they're getting people to can actually pay 6 to 12 months up front and picking up longer leases. A few of these things in the article, basically they're talking about everything's overpriced for what they're offering, or it's gone before you can get an application in. So if they think it's going to be better in the rental market, probably not. Next big thing is, of course, well, what if you can't afford renting? I keep getting these calls every once in a while, like, hey, I only can make $1,000 a month, and I need something for $500 a month or less. And you have to laugh because there is nothing. There is an opportunity for there that you can help someone. It won't make you any money, but maybe it'll bring you some good karma. There's a rental and mortgage assistance website you can send them to. It's maricopa.gov, or if you just Google rental assistance and Maricopa, this will come up. There is specifics in the big cities like Glendale, Mesa, and Phoenix, very specific for them. And it's a pretty easy application process, and it tells you how much you can qualify for. I was kind of amazed that a family of four, if you're not making a total household monthly income of $2,700 a month, you're considered poverty level for this housing assistance. So a lot of people could qualify for it that probably didn't know they could. I mentioned knock before, getting out of the iBuyers. They are now a bridge loan operator, and they've been talking to me since I worked with them in the past to try and get our brokerage certified with them. So we are in the process of becoming a knock certified brokerage, and you all can become knock certified agents. What this means for you is you can help out your clients buy their next house, get it in with an all cash offer, even if they're going to eventually pay FHA. How they do that is not basically think of it as like a rich uncle program. Your rich uncle comes in, buys your next house for you, and then you sell your old house whenever you have a chance, and then you settle up after that point. Then your rich uncle takes off the lien off your house, your new house, and brings in a new loan. It's just like as if you did it with a contingency without using a contingency, and you bought it all cash. So you can actually be competitive in this market. Whereas if you're throwing a contingency on some house that you're going to be like, hey, I need to sell my house to buy this house. Yeah, best of luck getting that one accepted against all these other cash offers and conventional offers with no contingencies at all. Even some of them waiving inspection, which is insane. It's a really cool program. They supposedly say they'd only charge this 1.25% convenience fee. I keep pushing for how many other fees do you have? They do say there's some lender fees. But basically their biggest price is on the purchase of a new home. It's only going to cost them 1.25. Not too bad for a $5,000 house. They may be able to get into it for only about 6 or 7,000 in fees, if that's totally true. So we'll start filling this out. Definitely should go in, get certified for it. It doesn't hurt to bring it up in a presentation and say, hey, there's this other thing that we can offer you. It's a way to get into your next house without having to worry about, can I find the next house? They'll cover up to 6 months mortgage payments, and they'll cover up to, I thought they used to say 30,000 in rehab, but I think they knocked that down to 25,000 now in this program. So if you want know more about it, you can talk to me after the meeting or during the meeting towards the end when we stop recording, and we'll get into it some more. The other thing I want to bring up to you guys is education. Summer is when typically things start slowing down. It's a good time to get some more education under your belt, especially if you do not have any certifications to your name whatsoever. This one is cool. I've been talking with other broker about it. It's called Commitment to Excellence, C2. It's very in line with our brokerage's motto and our mission statement that we are committed to excellence, and who wouldn't want to put next to their name, I'm committed to excellence, work with me. Really easy to get the learning and tasks. They're pretty simple. Part of it's just reading. Some of them are little tiny quizzes. Opt out of the reading if you already know it. I've already completed 15%. I played around with it for a couple hours. It's really cool. It keeps track of your progress, obviously, and it just punch in various things in the site and keeps track of it and keeps tabs on you. You can finish at your leisure whenever you have a few moments. They say if you have a fast reading speed, you can probably power through it in an afternoon. Not a bad way of self-certification. And show you're committed to excellence. Oops, wrong one. Any questions on any of that before I jump into the tip of the week? Alrighty then. Quite a day. So this week I want to talk about real estate being as a service business, and why we bring it up as a business is because we are coming up the end of the Q2. This is halfway through the year. It's a great time to review what's going on with your business plan, how well you think you're doing, as opposed to how well you were supposed to be doing and how well you really are doing. Also rework the plan so you can try and hit all those target goals by the end of the year. Real estate is a business unless you treat it like a business and run it like a business, you will soon be out of business. I love that quote. It's one of the trainers around here always says that. Like I just mentioned already, almost over. Quarterly reports. If you were in a coaching program, you've already been through hopefully one or two of those. If you've been in with us for more than 3 months, I run a quarterly report with you. If you're not in the coaching program and want to work with me on that, let me know and we can set up a time, and I'll love to go over kind of a quarterly report with you and kind of see how your business is going. Most things we'll talk about is how your marketing sales are going, how you're producing, how you can be maybe held a little more accountable so you can try and increase those numbers if you're not happy with them. And then, of course, going over customer service, bookkeeping, and stuff like that. Main reasons why you want to do this and treat it as a business, because, hey, we got into this to be our own boss. That's the number one reason. No one's your boss. No one's telling you what to do. I am your broker, but I'm only here to keep you out of trouble and keep you in line. But that's it. Everything else, it's up to you, how you want to run your business, how you want to grow your business, and how you want to basically be your own boss. Another reason why is, let's look at it from the other side. What are our clients looking for? I thought that's kind of interesting. Honest integrity is number one, which is good. Purchase process, they want people that are very knowledgeable, responsive, answer your phone, but also be attentive to them. If you're not following up within 24 hours, they're probably going to drop you for someone else that is. Knowledge of market, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Skills and technology, everybody's like, oh, it's a new thing to get clients. Only 45% thought it was important. So not a huge draw like everybody thought it was. If you can hit these top three, you're probably golden. But main thing, having a business plan, working as a business, you got to have some goals. How you know if you're ever going to get there? Just kind of plowing through it, following up without a real goal and plan in place. How you ever know if you're ever going to reach it? We can kind of go over kind of what your main goals are, break them down, how you're going to achieve those goals, and then break them down into strategies and little things and small goals, how to reach the big ones. But the main big purpose also is to figure out what your UVP is, your unique value proposition. Why would anybody use you over the other 2 million agents that are out there, or the other 60,000 agents in Arizona? There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of ways for you to try and stick out and show that you're a better person and a better agent for them to use you. And there's to stand out from the crowd. And basically, if you follow these top 6 or any variations of those 6, you're probably going to be reached at and differentiate. There's a lot of books out there and a lot of reading and material that kind of say, hey, this is how you can grow your business. Just buyer beware. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's cutting off from the bottom of the screen. Most of these are gimmicks. They basically, you can sum up in 2 areas. They all basically cover the same thing. It's marketing and follow-up. If you don't get the market, they don't know you're there, you're not going to get the business. And if you don't follow up, you're not going to be able to keep the business. Successful digital marketing strategies. We can go over lots of these in kind of your business review. But if all this looks Greek to you, we really need to sit down and have a chat. Because a lot of these things are very, very important. How to keep your lead funnel full and how to keep it full throughout the year. Oh, lost half my graphics in this one. Interesting. This one was basically about how to grow your business by referral. They basically how to build up your farms, provide excellent service, keep those people in your database. There's a really cool graphic on the left side that I totally got lost, was like how to make a kick-ass database for real estate. Your database is basically your business. Without your database and without your clients, you're pretty much out of business. Also, whenever after you've built up all this business, your database is basically what you sell. Say you want to get out of retirement, or say you just want to get out of the business, something happens and you want to go be a hermit on the top of the mountain. One way to exit is to sell off your database to someone. There's lots of people out there that want to pick up that business for cash. I lost half of that too. Weird. There was a big graphic that was funny on top, but basically you get the best thing about being in the business is you get to run your business how you envision it, not a lot of crazy overhead or people telling you what to do. And I just threw another quote in there from the same lady that I thought was funny. But basically, final thought on businesses: 49% of the agents out here work 40 hours a week. That's it. Half of the people only work standard 40 hours to make the money they do. Half of them work quarter of them work even less. The other one I want to point out, that 12% of agents don't formally measure performance anyway. That was one. But the other one, Over 62% of agents spend at least 1 hour a day on marketing and advertising. How much are you spending on marketing and advertising? It's huge, and it's the way you get your leads and get your business growing. The other one was like 60% of people spending prospecting for leads on a daily basis. Everybody dealing on a daily basis? I hope so. And then just kind of an interesting promotional quote about the benefits of being in this business. Any questions on any of that? The tip of the week. All right, if nothing on that, does anybody have any roadblocks, things that they could use help with to help increase their business or problems they're having in their business? All right, without that, we'll stop.